Okay, so for what values of k is the following expression factorable? So for what values of k is the following expression factorable? I know that when I factor this, or if I am able to factor it, I know that it's going to take on this form. And I also know that because my first term is 3x squared, that the only way that I can really express this is 3x times x, right? There's really no other way of breaking that up. And then I'm going to have some values here, some constants, which I don't know because I don't know what k is. And I know, and I'm just going to assign them a variable. So I'm just going to say, look, it's plus a and plus b. So a and b are just some constants. They're just some numbers that we would try and sort out. But anyways, if I factor this expression, it's going to be in this form. That's what it's going to look like. And really, in order for me to find that a and b, if I knew what k was, I would be looking for two numbers that multiply together to give me, well, in this case, it would be 3k, right? I'd multiply these guys together. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together to give me 3k and add together to give me 8. Okay, so I'm looking for this sum of 8, and then the multiplication of those numbers is supposed to be 3k. If I start thinking about all the ways that I can add 8, like all the ways that I can add numbers together to get 8, I'm going to start seeing something. So like, for example, like, 1 and 7 is a result that will give me 8. 2 and 6 is going to give me 8. And I can just carry on in this fashion. Okay, so here's some examples of where I get 8. Now, if I'm specifically looking for an integer, like if k has to be an integer, k is an integer, then that means I'm really just looking for either negative or positive whole numbers, right? Like I'm just looking for 2, 3, 4, 5, or -2, -3, -4, -5, that sort of thing. So I don't have to worry too much about like other ways that I could get 8 if I put this restriction on k, like it's just an integer. So if I go and throw this into a situation where now I'm looking for something that multiplies together to give me 3k, that means that the same numbers that add together to give me 8 should, when I multiply them together, so 1 times 7 is equal to 7. So that could be a potential value for 3k, okay? Then I have 2 times 6, which gives me 12. That could potentially be 3 times k. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep going on in this way, and then you can hopefully start to see that these are the numbers that's going to help me tell what k is. So if I go down this list of numbers, these could all be 3k, equals 3k, equals 3k, equals 3k, equals 3k. But really, the solutions or the numbers that I want to focus on are the ones that are multiples of 3, because I know to figure out k, like if I have 7 equals 3k, I know that I'm going to have to divide both sides by 3 to solve for k, and obviously I need my number to be an integer, so I don't want anything that doesn't give me an integer. So 7, for example, would give me an integer, so I'm actually not going to use that one. 12 is a multiple of 3, so that means that k would have to be 4. Okay, so k equals 4 is a potential solution here. Also 15 is a multiple of 3, so that means that If 3k is equal to 15, that means that k would have to equal 5. Okay. Another thing I can consider is also looking at negative and positive sums of negative and positive sums that result in 8. So like, sorry, I'm saying that incorrectly. What I mean is if I take the sum of a negative number and a positive number, it could equal 8 as well. So I could look at scenarios such as positive 9 minus 1, or positive 10 minus 2, or positive 11 minus 3. And I can actually kind of go on this way for a while. But again, my focus is on numbers that when I multiply them together, my result is a multiple of 3. So when I look at these numbers and I'm saying, okay, if I add these together, I'll get a result of 8. Okay, what would happen if I multiplied them together? So let's say I start multiplying these. Okay, would any of these generate a number that is a multiple of 3? Well, I think because we're multiplying, we can see that, this one is going to give me a multiple of 3. This is negative 9. So I know that I can set this equal to 3k and then divide both sides, and that will result in k being negative 3. Okay, so that's another potential solution. This one is not going to give me what I want, so I don't care about that one. The positive 10 times negative 2. Positive 11 times negative 3, well, that will result in me having a multiple of 3, and then k would be a negative number. So that would imply that k would be 11 in this case. Therefore, k is equal to negative 11. Oops. Oh, my pen has stopped working for some reason. Anywho, you get the gist of what I'm saying. If you have 12 times negative 4, that would give you negative 48. Negative 48 is also a multiple of 3. So that means that so 3 times 16 would give you negative 48. Therefore, k would be equal to negative 16. That is another potential solution.